And so I dropped the cord on the ground and he ran over. He saw it, he grabbed it in his mouth and just ran off. And so for the last 5 minutes, I've literally been chasing him all around the house. Anytime I got close to him, he just bolted off. But I managed to get some treats and finally got him to come over and got the cord back. So sorry about that. Sorry for being a little late. These things always happen, especially when you got dogs. But since we are a little late, I'm not going to keep you guys. So I really just want to get straight into this, okay? There's enough people on here now to get started. Anyone who's late can just catch up. So what I'm going to be talking to you about today is how to get 3 new local business clients in the next 7 days using nothing but this simple 4-sentence email. Okay, and yes, this works even if you suck at sales or you have nothing to sell. Now, I'm sorry for the screw up last week. For those of you who don't know, I did this exact same training last week with a small group of people, and the feedback I got was awesome, but there was a problem with the recording, and so the people who didn't turn up, they weren't able to watch the recording. I'm not going to mention any names. Go to webinar. But that's why I'm here doing it again today, okay? Now, I just want to show you this quick message from one of the guys, Luke, who was on that training last week. He emailed me on Saturday, I think it was, with this message, and he said, Will, that training was awesome, man. I see where I've been going wrong all this time. I hate talking to clients too, so I used the simple email you gave us, and I've already had 4 replies out of 15 emails. This stuff is simple but killer. This year is going to be huge. Okay, so Luke's excited. Luke came to this exact same training last week, and he's already getting results. He hated cold calling. He had no success with it, but now he's already getting replies just using email. So would you like to get the same results as Luke too? Yeah, that's why you're here, right? Would you love it if you could sell using only email? Yeah, it's going to make things way easier for you, right? And the great thing about what I'm going to show you today is that it won't just gradually change your results over time, okay? If you make these changes I'm about to show you, you'll literally see your results improve overnight without changing anything else, okay? Now, here's exactly what we're going to cover right now. We're going to cover 3 things and 3 things only. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to get clients without speaking on a phone or face-to-face meetings. Now, if you're like me and you find it hard talking to complete strangers, don't worry. I'll show you exactly how to do it using only email, and I'm going to actually give you the exact email template to use. Okay, then I'm going to show you how to close those clients even if you suck at sales. Because the truth is, I suck at sales too. Okay, I always find it awkward asking people for money, but you'll see why it becomes very easy when you change this one thing. And the third thing we're going to talk about, I'm going to show you how to get fast results for those clients without having to be a marketing expert. Okay, all it takes is this simple service we're selling right now that local businesses are literally eating up. And it's not Facebook ads or search engine optimization or anything like that. This service is simple to set up with 0 technical knowledge, but it gets them fast results so that they're happy to keep paying you month after month. Okay, so how does all of that sound? You ready to take some notes? Let me just grab a quick sip of water here before we get started. Okay. Now, I do have to make this disclosure. I'm not guaranteeing after this training today that you'll be running a $100,000 per month agency in just a few weeks' time, okay? Because you just won't be. But replacing your day job income, like I have for many years now, I think it's going on about 7 to 8 years, is very achievable with this, and you'll see why. So I want you to really think about that, okay? How would replacing your day job income change your life? How would that feel to have your own business and to be able to work from anywhere you want, get up when you want, go out during the week for long lunches, like I did yesterday. Actually, I caught up with a few of my mates while all my other friends were at work. Being there to play with the kids when they get home from school, all of that sort of stuff. Basically, the freedom to do what you want when you want. Is that the sort of lifestyle that sounds appealing to you? Okay, well, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. Because here's the thing, what I've found in the many years I've been doing this stuff is that there's so much bullshit and misinformation out there from so-called experts who've never actually done this stuff. Okay, all they do is just regurgitate theory they've heard from someone else. And because of this, you've been led to believe that selling services to local business is way harder than it actually is. The best example I can give you is it's like trying to take advice from an overweight personal trainer. He might teach you all the right exercises and dips and pull-ups and all that sort of stuff, but he never once talks to you about your diet. And so no matter how hard you work out, you never lose any weight because you're eating cheeseburgers every night. Okay, but the right trainer, someone who's actually been there before and lost the weight themselves, they'd know that diet plays a huge part in weight loss. And so you'd make that one change and results would start happening instantly. So today, I'm going to remove all of that misinformation you've been fed, and we're only going to talk about what actually works. Not theory, but what is working in my business right now. So give me a yes if you're sick of all the bullshit too. Yes? Okay, now before we dive straight in, I think it's important that you only ever take advice from someone who is doing and has been doing this for a long time, okay? Not just teaching you theory. The problem is most so-called experts out there are just like parrots, just repeating what they've read in some book. And they're the same sort of people who at this point of the training would be showing you photos of their fancy cars or them sipping cocktails on the beach in the Maldives. But I much rather talk to you about results, okay? So why should you listen to me? I was working as a hotel concierge for about 10 years. Then one morning back in 2011, I think it was, I walked into the locker room and I threw my uniform in the locker and I walked out. I was just sick of it. I got home that day and I had absolutely no idea what to do. It was actually really scary because I had bills to pay, all that sort of stuff. So I sat down at my computer. That's all I knew what to do. And I started searching the internet for ways to make money online. And I came across a popular marketing forum at the time. And I started reading some posts about selling mobile websites to local businesses. And to me, it sounded realistic and easy. And so that's exactly what I started doing. And it wasn't easy at first because I had to get people to make each website for me. So I wasn't making that much money on each website that I was selling. So I decided to have a template made for me, which made it a lot easier. So when I sold a website, a mobile website to a customer, all I had to do was open this template, make a few changes, and then send that website to them. So made things much easier for me. And people in this forum kept asking me to share the template with them and show them exactly what I was doing. And I started helping some people, but I just couldn't keep spending the time because I was getting nothing done in my business. So anyway, long story short, I decided to wrap it all up in a course and I created some short training videos. And I then sold that course to all those people who were asking me questions. And that course went on to sell over 7,000 copies. And at last count, I had 2,436 actual reviews from paying customers. Okay, and here's just some of those reviews. I'll just show you a couple of those reviews. Well, after a mere 24 hours since I bought this product, I have a client and a testimonial as well. This is a great opportunity to create both income and a viable business straight out of the box. Next person, this is unbelievable. I just got this program, made a call to a client and made $200 before I got off the phone. Here I got my first sale with my first contact, and that even I do not speak the native language fluently. The potential client was so excited what I offered, cannot be easier. And on these go, okay? So the reason I'm showing you those is because I want you to know that I can get results, okay? So as you can see, I get actual results and I've been doing this for a long, long time now. This isn't just some rehashed theory, and I think it's important you know that and you know that you can trust me. Okay, so now we've got all that boring stuff out of the way. Let's dive straight into the content, okay? Let's go. You ready? All right, cool. So let me just, okay, here we go. So the first secret we're going to talk about today is how to get clients without phone calls or face-to-face meetings. Now, I'm guessing like I used to, you think you need to talk on the phone or meet in person to sell services to local businesses, right? You have to make those awkward phone calls where they hang up on you or walk into businesses and get that annoyed look when you ask to speak to the owner. All of that stuff sucks, and to be honest, it still freaks me out just thinking about it. But the reality is, thankfully, you don't need to do any of that stuff, okay? You really don't. And I don't care what any so-called experts have told you, you can sell using just email, and here's how you do it. When I was a young kid, Dad and I would try and go fishing most weekends, and I used to love it. We'd get up really early, we'd set off in the dark, and I remember we'd make the windy drive down the mountain to the river at the bottom. I remember on the way, we'd stop at this rundown petrol station. It looked like something out of Bates Motel, and we would get our frozen chicken livers from that petrol station to use as fish bait. Anyway, Dad and I weren't great at fishing. Although we tried to go most weekends, it was rare for us to catch anything. It was more about the bonding. But if we did catch anything, they were always just little slimy looking catfish. Now, if you don't know much about fish, catfish are like the scavengers of the pond. No one really wants them. They're just not a good tasting fish. But I remember one particular Sunday morning, we got down there a little later than usual, and there was this old guy fishing in our normal spot. Now, although Dad and I weren't great at fishing, we did pride ourselves on having all the best gear. We had expensive fishing rods and huge tackle boxes and all that sort of stuff. But as we walked over to this old guy, I noticed he was using nothing but a really cheap hand reel. Anyway, within about 5 minutes of us being there, this old guy started to have something thrashing on the end of his line. And he just calmly stood up out of his little picnic chair and he slowly started to wind the fish in. And when he finally pulled it from the water, I remember Dad and I literally stood there with blank faces, because this guy had just pulled in the nicest looking base fish we'd ever seen. and from our fishing spot. That's where we always fished. Now, base fish is the fish you want. They're really, really good tasting fish. Not sure if you've had any, but go and get some. But we'd been coming to this same spot for literally 2 years and we'd never even seen one. So jokingly, we asked this old guy, what's your secret? And he told us that he loved this fishing spot because he always caught nice base fish there. And he went on to tell us that chicken livers are what catfish love, but base fish don't like them. They much prefer worms, and that's exactly what he was using. Now, to be honest, Dad and I had never even given this a second thought. We just assumed that all fish like to eat the same sorts of things, but it turns out they don't. So to cut a long story short, from that day on, Dad and I only ever used live worms as bait. And most weekends, we'd go home with at least 1 or 2 nice looking base fish. And I don't think we ever caught a catfish again. Maybe once or twice, but certainly not every weekend. So you see, it didn't matter that we had all the expensive fishing gear and the greatest tasting chicken livers. Because we didn't have something the base fish actually wanted, we never caught them. And we could have literally sat there all weekend, but we still wouldn't have caught one. But here was this old guy with the cheapest fishing reel you've ever seen, pulling in the nicest looking base fish. So here's what I know, okay? Selling services to local businesses is exactly the same. It doesn't matter if you're cold calling or meeting face to face or emailing. If you're not offering the business owner something they're immediately interested in, and more importantly, something they can easily understand, then you'll never get a response, okay? You'll never catch the good fish. So it all comes down to your offer. Not how you approach them, but what you have to offer them. And we're going to talk about the best offer to use in just a second. But the important point I really want you to understand and take away from today is that it's far easier to sell a good offer using just email than it is to sell a bad offer over a phone call or face-to-face meeting. Okay? So if you've been struggling with selling using only email, then it's likely your offer that is totally wrong. Just like Dad and I struggled when we used the wrong bait. Okay, but don't worry, because as soon as you start using the right bait, everything changes instantly. Now, before I show you the type of offer you have to use, I promised to share with you my 4-sentence email template. And now you know it's less about what you say and more about what you offer. You'll see that this template is actually nothing special. Okay, but I've sold plenty of services using nothing but this simple email template, so don't overthink it, just use it. Okay, so here it is. The subject line is quick question, ... And the email says, obviously you swap this out to suit whatever service you're selling, but this is the one we're currently using. It says, hey John, we have a simple system that uses a glass jar that gets more of your first-time customers to come back and spend more money with you. This works like a charm. We've been helping other salons in Sydney increase their weekly revenue by 25% in just a few short weeks, all without any extra advertising. Which email should I send the 5-minute demo video to see if you're a good fit for us? Thanks, Will. Okay, that's it. Nice and simple. Okay, I bet it's a lot simpler than you thought it was going to be. Now, there's a quick few things I want to point out. Okay, first of all, everything in this email has one purpose only. The only purpose of the subject line is to get that email opened. Okay, so that's why we use quick question ... because that's the sort of thing a customer is going to be using in a subject line. Okay, so keep it nice and simple. And the purpose of the first email is to get a response, nothing more, okay? So we don't try to do too much like most people do. Most people send out emails that are, half a page long, just full of all this stuff about their product and why they're the best and all that sort of stuff. We don't do that. All we want to do with this first email is get a response from the business owner, nothing else, okay? So remember, don't get bogged down worrying about font sizes or any of that stuff. It's all about the offer, not whether you're selling by phone or email. So just reach out like a normal person using this simple email template, but most importantly, have something good to offer them. And I'm going to show you the best offer to use right now. Just quickly though, now that you know it's more about your offer than whether you're using phone calls or email or face-to-face, do you think you're now more confident about using email to sell local services? Yes? Do you at least see how it can work and why it works so much better? Okay, so let's move on. So secret number 2 is how to close clients even if you suck at sales. Contacting a business is one thing, but I'm guessing you think you need to be good at sales or have some special skills to actually close a sale and collect money from local businesses, right? And I always thought the same thing, and it's why I always stayed away from offering services to local businesses. Of course, I suck at sales and I've always hated selling. I'm more than happy to help people, but the moment it comes to asking for money, I just feel awkward and I get a little shy. But what I've learned over the years is you can suck at sales and still sell to local businesses very easily. And here's how you do it. I want to tell you another really quick story. A little over a year ago, I went for a simple checkup and clean at my dentist. I've been going to this same dentist ever since I was a little kid. And while I was there lying in the big chair with my mouth wide open, John asked me if I'd ever thought about getting my teeth whitened. Now, whitening my teeth is something I've never, ever thought about before. I've always thought my teeth were actually quite white. So I politely told him I wasn't interested. But because John's known me since I was a little kid, and because he had just bought this huge brand spanking new whitening tool for the surgery, he asked me if he could go ahead and just whiten my teeth anyway, for free, of course, just to see what they'd look like. Now, I had absolutely nothing to lose, so I said, sure, go for it. So he did the whitening treatment, and he told me to come back in a few weeks' time if I was happy with the results and I wanted to follow up treatment. Now, to be honest, I didn't think the teeth whitening made much of a difference at all. I wasn't that impressed with the results. But over the next week, I got so many compliments from people about how great my teeth looked. My friends, family, even a couple of complete strangers all commented on them, and I couldn't believe it. But obviously it had made a big difference. So guess what I did? Any guesses? Yep. I rang up John's surgery and I booked myself in for another teeth whitening treatment the next week. And I actually ended up going back a couple of times and spending hundreds of dollars. So here's the thing. I never wanted the whitening treatment. Okay, I didn't think it would do anything for me, and I never would have paid for it. I got better things to spend my money on. But because John did the treatment first, and I started getting compliments from people on how great my teeth looked, all of a sudden I was hooked on having white teeth. And the decision changed from whether I wanted to get white teeth to whether I was now willing to lose my white teeth. Can you see the huge difference there? I want you to really let that sink in, okay? And this is exactly what you need to do when selling to local businesses. Because the reality is that every local business owner goes to sleep worrying about money. I don't care how good a business it is, they all worry about money and bills, all of them. It's what keeps them up at night. And so what most marketers do wrong is they try to sell services like Facebook advertising or search engine optimization, where the local business owner has to pay money up front before they see any results. And this is a huge problem because no matter how good you are at getting them results, all the local business owner is focused on is having to pay you money they don't have. Even if they think you might get them results, they're still very reluctant to spend the money. And so it makes it a very hard decision for the business owner and a very hard sale for you. And this is probably why you've been struggling up until now. So what you need to do instead, just like the dentist did with my teeth whitening, is to get your clients' results first. Very important. Before you ever ask them for any money. So all of a sudden, your client now has to say no to the extra money you're already getting them, rather than saying yes to paying you money in the hope that they might get some results. So you become an income to that business, not an expense. And that there is the key. Okay, see the huge difference there? That's really important. When they can pay you out of the extra profits they're already making, it makes the decision so much easier for them and selling becomes so much easier for you. So why then don't more marketers do it this way? Well, there's a couple of reasons, okay? First of all, most marketers are not confident enough in the results they can get for their clients. Plain and simple. So it's too risky for them to do the work first and get paid after, because if they fail to get results for the client, then they don't get paid. And the second reason is, if they do decide to do it this way, they have to foot the bill up front out of their own pocket for the advertising or whatever work they're doing for that client. And most marketers simply don't have the money to do that. So what you need is, you need to offer a service that gets quick results for your clients up front, but costs you little to no money to do. And I'm going to show you this exact service in just a second, okay? You're going to love this, trust me. But before we move on, can I first ask you, now that you know you need to be selling an income, not an expense, do you think you'll find it easier to pick which offers to sell to local businesses? Yeah? And you can see how it makes the decision so much easier for the business owner, right? Okay, awesome. Let's move on to secret number 3 here, which is how to get fast results for your clients without being a marketing expert. You've been led to believe that you need to have some special skills or knowledge or be some type of expert to offer services to local businesses, right? And I always believed the same thing too. I always felt that I needed to prove myself and show them how much I know. But here's the thing and what you need to really understand. A local business owner is not paying you for your time or your knowledge or your skills or your expertise. I don't care what anybody else tells you. They're paying you for one thing and one thing only: results. That's it. That's all they care about. Okay, you need to have something that gets them results fast. because without results, they won't keep paying you money no matter how great a marketer you are. I remember when I was about 16 and I had this really bad rash on my back, and no matter what I tried, it just wouldn't go away, and it drove me crazy because it was so itchy and uncomfortable. And I remember my parents took me to so many different doctors and specialists to try and diagnose it. And I did all these allergy tests and blood tests, and I literally tried every cream known to man, but absolutely nothing got rid of it. And anyway, after months of having this rash, one day I had to go and get some antibiotics because I had a bit of a throat infection, and my regular doctor was away on holidays at the time, so I had to see a different doctor than normal. And after writing my prescription for the antibiotics, this doctor then asked me if there was anything else he could help me with. And I figured I had nothing to lose, so I just showed him the rash on my back. And he had a quick look at it, and he told me to use this rash wash for the next 3 nights. He gave me the name of it and told me I could get it at the chemist. Now, I knew it wasn't going to work because I'd literally tried everything, but because I had tried everything else, I thought, why the hell not? But guess what? I couldn't believe it. The next week, my rash had completely gone. After all the visits to the specialists and all the tests I'd been through, this general GP doctor had fixed my problem. Now, he wasn't the smartest doctor and he didn't have framed degrees all over his wall, but I didn't care about any of that stuff because he got me results and he fixed my rash when no one else could. And that's exactly what you want to do, okay? Because guess who my doctor has been for the last 10 years or so? No joke. I've been going back to that guy ever since, and I'm always telling people the story about how he was able to get rid of my rash when no one else could. So my point is this: you don't need to be the smartest person or have the greatest skills to offer services to local businesses, okay? You just don't. So long as you can get real results for your clients, like that doctor did, that's all that matters. They'll be happy to keep paying you month after month. So what if I said that you can get massive results just like this for your own clients without any experience, using a simple service that takes you all of 10 minutes to set up? Would that make you more confident in going out and actually getting more clients? Of course it would, right? See, what most marketers do is they sell services, boring services if you ask me, like Facebook advertising, search engine optimization, all that sort of stuff. And the whole point of these services is to get a local business, more leads, more people walking in their door. And that sounds great in theory, right? But there's a few big problems with this. First of all, it's tedious to do. Okay, Facebook and Google are forever changing things. One day you can have an ad that's working really well and bringing a business new leads, and the next day that same ad is bringing them no leads. And I've spent over $75,000 of my own money on Facebook ads, so trust me, I know, okay? You literally have to watch their ads or rankings in the search engines every single day and always be making changes. It's a constant battle. Now multiply that by 5 or 10 or 20 clients and you have a serious job you have to take care of each day. And I don't know about you, but that's not the sort of hands-off job I was looking for. And the second problem is that most local business owners suck at sales. They really do. What I mean by this is they'll tell you that they want more leads, but the moment you manage to get them more leads, a lot of business owners will actually fail to turn those leads into sales. And I know that sounds stupid, right? But it's the reality. And if they're making no sales from the leads that you're sending them, guess what? They don't want to keep paying you for your services, okay? So no matter how good you are at doing your job, if they don't turn those leads into sales, you're out of luck and you have to go and find a new client. And so you end up with this revolving door of clients coming in and going out. Now, if you think I'm exaggerating about this point, I want to show you this recent Facebook post that I came across in a very popular marketing group. And you'll see this guy who's a well-known marketer. He said, how many of your clients failed to respond to leads right away? Okay, because he obviously knows it's a problem. And you'll see all these comments here. Out of the 43 of them, I have, I'd say 80 to 85%, okay, are not responding to the leads that they're sending. This one, I spent $60, got 80 emails and 10 phone numbers, and they told me I don't know what's wrong. I don't have any sales yet. Hard lesson is when the client you have, make sure they have a sales process. Yup, that's why my only client I had isn't with me anymore. This guy says, yup, huge problem. All of them, some take 2 days and then tell me their leads change their mind. So as you can see, this is a problem for people, okay? People are getting leads for businesses and those businesses are just not following up with them, okay? And because of that, these clients, as you'll see, you know, this guy here, for example, none, I fired all my clients because they just weren't responding to the leads. Okay, so it's a really big problem. So what's the solution then? Well, the solution to not only getting clients, but more importantly, keeping clients, is to provide them with a service that gets them fast results, but with minimal input from them, okay? Because the less we have to rely on a business owner for our results, the easier it is for us to get them consistent results and keep them as a happy client. Does that make sense? But you also want a service that needs very little input from you as well, because that allows you to focus all your time and energy on growing your business and getting more clients so that your passive income grows faster each and every month. Okay, so here's what we do. And I first came across this idea when my mum had been buying some new plants for her garden up at the local nursery. She came home and on the bottom of her receipt was a message that said, you've got $11.23, which was, I think, from memory, 10% of what she had just spent. So you've got $11.23 in credit to spend. It expires in 1 month. So what this nursery was doing was giving each new customer a credit to entice them to come back and spend more money at the nursery. And it worked. Mum went back to the nursery the very next week. She spent her credit and she got some more plants. So she was happy because she got a discount, and the nursery was happy because they made another sale. They got Mum to go back. Okay, so it was a win-win for both of them. And I think Mum's been back probably 4 or 5 times now, so it worked really well for the nursery. Now, Mum obviously knows I'm big into marketing, so she was the one who told me about this, and she showed me the coupon. She thought I might be interested. When she told me she'd been back to the nursery like 4 or 5 times since, a little light bulb went off in my head. So that day I spent a few hours doing research on customer retention and coupons and loyalty programs, all that sort of stuff. And what I found was very interesting. Research shows that on average, less than 27% of first-time customers will return to a business. That's crazy, right? So these businesses spend all this time and money getting new customers into their business, and most of those customers, nearly 3/4 of them, walk out the door and never return. Crazy, right? But the other statistic that really caught my eye was that just a tiny 5% increase in customer retention can lead to a 25% increase in a business's overall profits. I mean, that's huge, and it's not hard to see why that's the case when studies show that returning customers spend 20% more than first-time customers, and the more a customer comes back, the more likely they are to return as well, okay? So I knew right then and there that if I could just help local businesses get more of their first-time customers to come back to their business and spend more money, they'd get fast results without having to change anything else, their profits would grow, and I'd have a whole bunch of happy clients that wanted to keep paying me. So here's the simple system that I eventually came up with after quite a bit of testing, okay? So first of all, I want to talk about what happens in a business now, okay? So here's what happens. A customer walks into the business, they make a purchase, and they walk straight out the door. And as the research showed, nearly 3/4 of those customers will never return, okay? And this is exactly what 99.9% of businesses are doing right now. Here's how it works with my system, okay? A customer walks into business and they make a purchase, but right after making their purchase, the store person asks them if it's their first time at that business. And if the customer says yes, they're asked to choose a piece of paper out of a glass jar. Okay, just like a lucky dip. They put their hand in and pull out a piece of paper. And when they open the piece of paper, on it, they'll see that they've won a coupon. It'll say something like, congratulations, you've won 20% off, valid for your next purchase within 14 days, or something like that, okay? Now, this is an important step because we found that people value stuff they win far more than just a generic coupon or credit that's given to everyone. Okay, and we tested this. If they believe that they've won it, they're so much more likely to use it. So the winning ticket then tells them to simply text a word to the phone number to redeem their coupon. Very simple. Now, here's where this kicks into overdrive, okay? We now have their phone number so that we can send them a reminder text message a week before their coupon expires and a day before their coupon expires. And this is all done automatically without any input from you or the business owner. And this greatly increases the chances of them coming back in to use that coupon. Again, we've tested this. The difference that having those follow-up messages makes, so many more people come back and use those coupons. Okay, it's a massive difference. The follow-up reminders are the key here. But not only that, at the same time, we're also constantly building a list of contacts that business can now send a text message to whenever they have a special promotion, an event, a new product offering, whatever. Okay, so they can literally drive hundreds of past customers back into their business whenever they want. And given that 98% of all text messages are read within 3 minutes of being sent, nothing beats text message marketing for getting a message across. Absolutely nothing beats it, okay? So the customer wins and the business wins. So you see how cool yet simple this system is? And we only charge a business $197 per month for this service. Now, when you think about that, that's less than $50 per week, right? So for a business to get a 100% return on their investment, all they need to do is make an extra $100 worth of sales per week, which is very achievable. Remember, they're already getting the customers in their door once. We're just giving them a simple way to greatly increase the number of those customers that return a second, a third, a fourth, and fifth time. And those customers statistically spend more money as well. So any business that uses this system will find it almost impossible not to make more money. See the huge power in that? Now, here's why this system works so well and local businesses are loving it. Okay, first of all, it increases their revenue, obviously. So the great thing about this system is it doesn't interfere with the regular checkout process. This only happens after a customer has bought something for the first time. Okay, we simply get more of those people back into the business to spend more money with them again. So they have more repeat customers spending more money with them more often. Second reason why this works well is it protects their business. Okay, a business that's constantly having to get new customers to stay afloat is a very risky business, because the moment new customers stop walking in, they're screwed. That's why when hard times hit, these are the sorts of businesses that can't survive. So what our system does is it helps businesses build a much more robust business by focusing on making more money with their current customers and creating loyal customers to keep returning. And no one else is really doing this in this same way. Third reason is it's really easy to explain to business owners and show them the value, okay? As opposed to services such as SEO or Facebook advertising that are complicated for them to understand. And remember, the easier it is for them to see the value immediately, the easier the sale becomes for you. Fourth reason this works so well is that once this system is set up and running, it's virtually hands off for the business owner and you. This ensures you don't have to rely on them to get results. So they're happy and they keep paying you month after month. And the fifth reason this works really well, and this is the coolest part of all, is that we give each client a 14-day trial of this system. Okay, and we can do so because it costs us virtually nothing to do and we know it works. So they start getting results, and at the end of their 14-day trial, they've already built a list of customers' phone numbers, and they've also seen people coming back in and using their coupons. So like we talked about before today, they see the results before we even ask them for money. So they now see this service as an income, not an expense. And it makes it a no-brainer for them. Okay, seriously, who's going to say no to extra money that they're already getting? So tell me, do you think selling a service like this is going to be much, much easier than selling a complicated service like Facebook advertising or search engine optimization, where a business owner has to spend money before they ever get any results? Of course it is, right? And do you now feel more confident with your ability to sell services to local businesses? Okay, we've gone through some cool stuff the last 40 minutes. First of all, you learned that selling by email can be just as effective as phone calls or face-to-face meetings if you use the right type of offer. Then we talked about what that right offer is, okay? How to make selling a piece of cake by giving them results in advance, which positions your service as an income and not an expense. Very important. And third of all, you then saw the simple service that you can start offering that makes it an absolute no-brainer for local businesses to keep paying you month after month, okay? We've covered some cool stuff. Now, I'm guessing that although you've learned a lot today and you're much more confident than you were 40 minutes ago, you probably still have some questions, right? Maybe you don't know how to find the businesses that are most likely to buy this service, because if you're not contacting the right businesses, then you're still going to struggle to sell. Maybe you don't know the simple tricks to make sure that all of your emails actually get through to those businesses and they're not marked as spam. Okay, this is very important. Maybe you don't know what to do when a business owner says yes. What's the next step? What do you say? How do you collect payments from them? And how do you protect yourself so that you always get paid each month? Maybe you don't know how to set up the SMS system that I just showed you. Okay, what service should you use to run it? How do you automate it all? How do you make sure it's all legal and compliant? What should each message say? Well, what if I helped you so that you could literally be out selling this in-demand service tomorrow and closing clients for $197 a month? If I showed you exactly where to find the hottest leads, how to email those leads to get maximum opens and maximum response, if I showed you how to close those clients and collect payments, if I showed you how to set up your SMS system from scratch the right way, step by step, so that you could have it working by the end of today and be out selling this service tomorrow. And finally, have your own real business that pays you month after month and gives you the freedom to do what you want when you want, without ever having to answer to anyone else. Is that something you'd be interested in? Okay, would you love to hear more about what I can do for you? Because I've got something cool to show you. Okay, well, here's what I've done for you. Let's not beat around the bush. I want to introduce you to the Local Loyalty System. And this is a step-by-step program for setting up your own irresistible local business loyalty system that has local businesses literally begging to pay you month after month. Now, first of all, I do want to warn you, okay, this is not the world's biggest course, not by a long shot. Like all my trainings, this course is designed for one purpose only, to get you results. So if it's long and difficult you want, this isn't for you, okay? The beauty of this system is in its simplicity. These are easy to follow, no fluff, step-by-step videos, giving you only the information you need to succeed and nothing else. Unlike all the other courses that include 100 videos to try and make you feel like you got your money's worth. But when did you ever succeed with any of those courses? Never, right? So here's what you'll do as soon as you log into your members area. First of all, there's a video called Winner's Mindset, okay? Now don't worry, I'm not massively into voodoo mindset tricks or anything like that. But over the many years I've been on this earth and selling stuff, I have found some things to be true, and these things will help you make more sales. So it'd be silly for me to not share them with you. So in this video, I just go over a couple of really simple things you need to get right in your own head before you ever send your first email, okay? Because the reality is, if you don't have these things right in your own mind first, then you'll always struggle to convince anyone else. So as you make these small changes, you'll feel more confident and assured in yourself, and you'll ooze authority in every communication you make. And people always listen to and take notice of those they respect. So this is going to make your job of selling infinitely easier. Next thing I'm going to show you is how to get unlimited leads. Okay, now that you've got your mindset right, it's time to find businesses to contact. And knowing the right businesses to contact makes all the difference. If you get this wrong, and it doesn't matter how good your message or your offer is, you'll never make a sale. So in this video, you discover the best types of businesses to sell this service to, those who are going to get the fastest results possible, because that's the best for you and for them. And you'll discover a simple website that helps you find the best email address to contact each business with. Okay, this saves you a ton of time trying to visit each website one by one, trying to find their contact details. This ensures you have an unlimited supply of high quality leads so that you're never stuck looking for a new business to contact, and you'll only be contacting those businesses who really want and need the service you have, which turns into more paying clients for you. Next thing we're going to talk about is selling by email. Okay, now that you've found the best email address to contact the business with, in this video, you'll write and send your first email and discover how to get your message across without sounding needy or salesy. There's nothing worse than someone who sounds salesy. Okay, you'll discover how to position your service as something the business needs, and how to create a situation where the business owner feels they must first qualify to work with you. This is really simple but really powerful. Okay, you'll also learn how to quickly and easily follow up with your leads to greatly increase the number of positive responses you get. Because most people assume that no response to their email means that the person's not interested. But a lot of the times they're just busy or they missed your email. So with this simple follow-up message, you can turn many of those unanswered emails into qualified and eager leads. Okay, miss out on this step and you'll always be working twice as hard as you need to. Next thing is the client closing website. Okay, so now that you're getting positive replies from business owners, the next step is to get them to sign up for your free 14-day trial. And this simple website will do just that. Okay, as you send your leads to this simple web page, they'll watch a short 5-minute video, which has been created and is also narrated by myself. And it walks the business owner through and explains exactly how your SMS system works and why they desperately need it. And once the video finishes, it then invites them to sign up for your free 14-day trial. Now, this web page has been created inside of a tool called ClickFunnels. Whether you've heard of ClickFunnels or not, it's a really cool tool, because what it means is that you can literally copy this website and have it set up and ready to go in 2 minutes with zero technical knowledge, okay? And as your leads sign up for your trial, all their contact details will go straight into your ClickFunnels account as well. Okay, now this is a paid tool, but they do have a 14-day trial. And by the end of 14 days, you should really already have paying clients. If you don't want to use ClickFunnels though, that's cool. That's perfectly fine with me. I've provided you with the video file as well, which you're welcome to use on your own website, or even just upload it to YouTube and you can send your leads straight over to YouTube to watch it, okay? So you can do that whichever way you like. So with this client closing website, you don't need to worry about wasting your time having to explain the same system over and over to each of your leads. All of that is done for you. This means that you can contact more leads at a time and you can grow your business much faster. And you can also rest assured that each lead is getting all the correct information they need to make the right decision. Now, the next thing we're going to do is to set up your SMS system. Okay, so in this video, you'll set up your very own SMS loyalty system from scratch. You'll discover the best platform to use, how to create your free account right away that allows you to control as many clients as you want, and the simple settings you need. Okay, I'll show you exactly what you need to change and how to get everything set up to make sure that this system runs on complete autopilot with very little input from you. Okay, you'll be able to rest assured that your clients have a system that's both reliable and compliant with all local laws, which is really important. And as we go through, you'll add your first client into the system, and from then on, it's just a matter of repeating the same simple steps to add each new client. And best of all, as you add each new client, you do the work once and then get paid over and over again. Okay, unlike all these other services people sell like Facebook advertising and search engine optimization, where they get paid only when they do the work, you'll set things up so the system works without any ongoing input from you. Okay, so your income is no longer dependent on how many hours you worked each month. The next thing I've got for you here is a coupon template. Okay, remember we talked about the business owner having coupons in a glass jar? With this simple Microsoft Word template, you'll create simple but elegant coupons in just seconds and then send these coupons to your clients so that they can print them out and put them in a glass jar. It's that simple. That's all your client needs to do to get started with this system. This makes the whole setup a cinch for your client, which means that they're much more likely to use the system and start getting results. And that means more clients who want to continue on and pay you month after month, which means a bigger, consistent and reliable monthly income for you. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about invoicing and payments, which is very important. Okay. After your leads have been through your free 14-day trial and they've seen the results your service provides them firsthand, they're going to be eager to continue on. And remember, your clients will be paying you out of the extra profits they're now already making, so it's a total no-brainer for them. So in this video, you'll set up a simple service that allows you to invoice your new clients right away and allows them to pay you online using a credit card. Now, don't worry, it's a cinch to set up, and the money is then paid straight into your bank account. And you'll also set things up so that your client is automatically invoiced the same amount at the same time each and every month. So you don't have to worry about chasing up payments or forgetting to invoice them. Set this up once and it all takes care of itself so that you can spend more time growing your business rather than running it. Okay, all you need to do is just watch those monthly payments come in like clockwork month after month. And finally, we're going to talk about outsourcing. Okay, so now that your SMS system is set up, you've already got paying clients coming in, it's time to grow your business much faster, okay? And in this video, you'll discover how to outsource the simple tasks that you're repeating each day so that you can spend less time working in your business whilst allowing your business to grow much faster than you could ever do it by yourself. This is your ultimate goal, okay? Because it creates a business that not only provides you with a very healthy monthly income, but it also gives you the freedom and time to enjoy more of your life. And before you know it, you're a business owner who doesn't have to answer to anyone else. So what do you think about that? Pretty cool, huh? And that's it. There's not 100 modules or anything silly like that. As I told you before, your time is precious, and so I've made everything as simple as possible for you. You could literally spend weeks learning all this stuff and figuring it out for yourself and making all the mistakes that I made along the way, or you can get started today and have your first clients by the end of this week. And remember, my training works, okay? I've sold over 35,000 copies of my courses and tools over the last 8 years or so. And I've had well over 2,400 reviews from actual customers. So the proof is in the pudding, okay? My stuff works, period. And here's just a few real and verified reviews from people who have bought my trainings in the past. Just want to show you what people say about my stuff. There's a few that we talked about before, but we'll just go over them again. Well, after a mere 24 hours since I bought this product, I have a client and a testimonial as well. This is a great opportunity to create both quick income and a viable business. Next guy, this is unbelievable. I just got this program, made a call to a client and made $200 before I got off the phone. Next one, I got my first sale with the first contact and I do not even speak the native language. Next one, you have overproduced and undercharged for a program that I was able to go out and in 2 days make $500. All I can say is thank you so very much. Next one, progress report. I'm so delighted. I sent out 10 messages and got 3 positive replies back immediately. The others are still unopened, so I'm hopeful. Thanks for the email templates you provided. Worked like magic. Next one. Wow, this is truly a business in a box. You've left nothing out. In my opinion, it is excellent, and I'm not easily impressed. And last one here. This is without doubt the easiest, most comprehensive, straightforward training I've ever seen. Buy it. You will love it. Awesome work. 10 out of 10. Now, I'm not showing you these to gloat. I'm just showing you these to prove that my stuff works, to prove that other people have taken the same step you're about to take, and they're glad that they have, okay? And these are just a tiny portion of the over 2,000 reviews that I have from past customers. So you've seen the proof. Now what I want to do is just break down some real numbers for you, just to show you the potential of this system, okay? So as I said, we charge a business $197 a month for this service. So even if you were to get just 10 clients, that's $1,970 per month, which turns into an income of just under $24,000 per year. Okay, not bad for 10 clients, considering that once things are set up, you really don't have to do much. The system works by itself. They're billed every month by itself on autopilot. Pretty easy work. But what I like to get people to aim for is this 25 client challenge, okay? Because remember, each client's really easy to manage. So it's not like a Facebook advertiser who has 25 clients and are stressed out all day because they're looking after 25 different businesses, ads, and all that sort of stuff. Not like that for you at all. Once it's set up, runs on autopilot. So 25 clients is really achievable. And if you were to get there, that's $4,925 per month, which is just under $60,000 per year, which is around the average wage in the USA. Okay, you could do this on the side with your other job, whatever. Now, what's very important, what you need to remember is that these numbers are realistic because we're building their list for them. Okay, so that the longer they're with us, the more they actually want to stay with us. Imagine they build a list of a few hundred contacts. Are they just going to leave that list and go off? Or are they going to want to keep that list because they're able to contact it when they have special events, when they have new products, all that sort of stuff? Okay, so the longer they're with us, the more they actually want to stay with us. And that's really important. But what if you just went half-assed at this, okay? Just the 10 clients. Okay, if all this did for you was give you a consistent income of $1,970 a month, would it be worth a one-time payment of just $1,000 to you? Okay, would that pay the rent, the car payment, the kids' college fund? It should. What if all this did for you was freed you up so that you could spend more time with your family each day, take more holidays, not have to work overtime just to get by? Would that be worth $1,000 to you? And I want you to really think about that one because the family time, really important. Now, what if all this did for you was give you a real business that you can grow into the future and provide financial security for your family in your retirement? Would that be worth a one-time payment of $1,000 to you? You betcha, right? Now, why do I keep saying $1,000? Here's why. Okay, there's loads of courses going around at the moment teaching you how to sell Facebook ads or search engine optimization services, all of that complicated stuff we talked about. And those courses are charging people anywhere from $1,000 to $4,999 for a simple course. And they give you a service that you need to spend loads of time on each and every day, and it's hard to get your clients' results, like we talked about earlier. So you're always struggling to keep clients. Okay, it's also hard to sell because it's an expense to them, not an income. They have to pay you money first, and that's not good, okay? It's hard to keep clients because you're relying on them to be good at sales as well. But don't worry, even though I'd like to think my training is far superior to theirs and that this service is much easier to sell, I'm not going to charge you $1,000, okay? If you get started today right now, your one-time investment for this whole complete package is just $497. That's it. Just 2 clients your first month and it's paid for. But remember, your clients are going to keep paying you month after month. And this is a service that you can set up and have running with very little input so that you can grow your business and your income really quickly. You don't need to sit there looking over ads all day long. Now compare that to all those courses you see for $1,000 and upwards. They teach you how to run Facebook ads or sell coaching to other people. They're very hands-on businesses, and in a lot of cases, they're being sold by people who've never actually done it themselves, okay? It's all just a bunch of theory. But with me today, you're getting instant access to a system you can go out and earn with right away and have your investment paid back with your first 2 sales. That's it. Everything else is pure profit, and those payments keep coming month after month, okay? And this is a service that most local businesses really need, but no one else is selling to them. So don't settle like everyone else does and just think that the 9 to 5 job for the rest of your life is normal, because it's not. Okay, opportunity is everywhere right now, and there's never been an easier time to start your own business. But you have to take that first step. You have to do it, okay, if things are ever going to change. And when you take that first step right now, you get instant access to everything so that you can start sending out your first emails before today is even over. That's how fast and easy I've made this for you. There's no huge learning curve. I show you exactly how to do everything from beginning to end, and it's not technical at all. It's simple. Do this, click this, watch over my shoulder sort of stuff. If you can follow a simple recipe, then this is going to be a cinch for you. But best of all, by joining today, you're also going to get your hands on these extra special bonuses I've put together just to help you get your results even faster, okay? So the first bonus here is called the Unlimited Lead Finder Tool. Now, as we talked about earlier, having a consistent flow of leads is really important. And what I used to do is I used to go to websites, I used to look up the domain owner one by one, and it works, but it takes time. And until a colleague let me know about this free tool that most people don't know about, and all you do is you type in a location and a business type, and it literally comes back with a heap of contacts with email addresses that you can contact right away. Okay, now tools like this for finding leads can cost hundreds per month. And this tool is just as good as any paid tool. You have my word on that. I use it every day. This means you'll have a consistent flow of leads so that you never run out of businesses to contact, okay? And you can send more emails, resulting in more paying clients. Really, really powerful tool there. The second bonus you're going to get is the client training video. One problem I've found is always having to explain to the business owners how to do things, okay? How to use the SMS system. Now, it's not hard for them to do. It's actually very simple, but it's just tedious to keep repeating the same things over and over. The more things you can automate, the less time you're going to spend running your business, okay? So this saves you so much time, and the better they know how to use the system, the quicker they will use it and the better results they'll get. So this video just basically shows them exactly how to use the system so that you can spend less time training customers and more time getting new clients and growing your income. The third thing I've included, if you buy today, is this service agreement template. Now, this is really important. I've been stung several times in the past because I didn't have proper agreements in place. So don't worry, I've included this. I think it's really important. They don't need to be huge contracts, nothing like that. But having a simple agreement that outlines both the clients and your responsibilities will save a lot of headaches and money in the long run, okay? You simply fill in the blanks, sign it, and then send it over to your client. It's that simple. So you can then rest assured knowing that you're protected. This bonus would have literally saved me thousands of dollars over the years I wasn't using it. And that's why I've included it today, because you definitely want to be using this. So the fourth bonus, if you purchase today, is the niche business list. Okay, now industries such as restaurants and cafes are very popular and there's plenty of them. But the problem is that these are also the businesses that are getting hounded every day for other marketing services. Okay, so sometimes you can get even better results going after the more obscure types of businesses that you've probably never even thought of. But they're businesses that will get a ton out of a service like this. So this is a list of 75 types of businesses that would be perfect for this service. Just use the Lead Finder tool that you're getting above and search for these businesses in any area that you like, okay? One example is bowling alleys, okay? That's on the list. Probably something you never would have thought about, but a really, really perfect business for an SMS system like this. So that bonus, really important, okay? It's going to give you a whole lot of ideas for businesses that you can go after. Now, if you're still worried this won't work for you, I want to put your mind at ease right now, okay, with my special Let's Get Results guarantee. And here's how it works. I know that I have the best training, and if you follow it and put it into action, you're going to get results. Now, what most people do is just give you a money back guarantee, right? If it doesn't work out, you get your money back and you're back in the same position you were before you started. To me, though, that's lame, okay? Because they're basically saying that if you struggle, we can't help you. We'll just give you your money back, see you later. That tells me they don't have much faith in their teaching, but that's not my style. So here's what I guarantee to you. Because I have the best training, you go through and follow each step and put it into action and get results. And if at any stage you struggle or something isn't working as you'd hoped, you reach out to me by email right away and I'll help you through it so that you actually get results, okay? That's my promise. I want you to get results, so we're not going to quit if something isn't working for you right away. We'll work through it and get you results. That's the difference. So if you're someone who likes to give up easily, this probably isn't for you, okay? But if you're someone who wants to get results and you're committed to it, then let's do this right now. And if you get started with me right now, I've got an even sweeter deal for some of you, okay? Now, since this is my newest and best training, and I'm always looking to better myself and look after my students like you, I'd love some real honest feedback from real students. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to reward you for giving me your honest thoughts. So rather than paying the $497 today, I'm going to give you an instant $100 off right now. So you pay only $397. That's it. One-time payment. If you agree to send me an honest review after you've gone through the system and got results. Okay, does that sound fair? Now don't worry, you still get access to the exact same members area as everyone else, and you also get access to all the updates, the bonuses, everything. You just get a $100 discount for helping me out. Simple as that. But I do only need feedback from a really small group of people. Okay, so once I've got enough feedback, I won't be offering this review pricing anymore. And you'll just need to pay the full $497, which is still a massive steal anyway, okay? Now, since you may be watching a recording of this training, the only way to know if this special review pricing is still available is to go straight to the order page now. I'm going to put up a link here in a second, and there'll either be a button there for the review pricing or there won't be. So the link to go to, let me just pop this up, is localloyalty.site/go. Okay, local, LOCAL, loyalty, LOYALTY.site/go. Go there right now. As I say, I only need a small group of people for the reviews, so if the button's still there, you can still get in on that pricing. Otherwise, you'll just have to pay the full $497, which is still a massive steal. Okay, so think about this. How good would it feel waking up each morning knowing that there's money in the bank deposited every month without having to work for it that day? Pretty good, right? Not having to worry and panic every time an unexpected bill comes in because you know you have consistent money there to pay them. Not having to live paycheck to paycheck every month. Not having to say no to a family member or a friend because of a work meeting or overtime. How good would it feel being on holidays or sick in bed and knowing that you're still getting paid and your family will still eat that week? Okay, all of that would feel pretty good, right? And that's the power of having your own business, and that's exactly what you get right now with this system. So go right now to localloyalty.site/go. Get those bonuses if you go there today, and also check out if that review pricing is still there. Enter your payment details on the secure order form. You'll then be taken to a page where you can enter your email and choose a password, and boom, you're going to be in, okay? You'll be taken straight into the members area where you can start watching the first video. This is truly one of those sliding door moments in your life. I want you to understand that, okay? Your life can only go two ways from here. First of all, you can do nothing and nothing's going to change. And trust me, I know all about this. I worked in that same hotel for 10 plus years and nothing changed. And it wasn't until that one day I decided to throw my uniform in my locker and walk out the door that my whole life changed. And yes, it was ballsy and scary at the time, but what's even scarier now is to think where I'd be if I hadn't walked out that day. I'd probably still be working at that hotel because there are a few guys that I used to work with who are still working there, okay? So remember, nothing ever changes unless you do something different like I did that day. The second option you have is to make the small investment today and literally change your life, okay? Start your own business that gives you the time and the freedom to enjoy more of your life on your own terms and the money to enjoy that time without having to worry about things. Okay, which one sounds smarter to you? Now, I can see a few people are still here, haven't gone over to the order form yet, so perhaps you guys have a couple of questions or two. I don't want to keep people around too much longer, but I don't want you to miss out on this huge opportunity just because of a little detail that you didn't understand. So let's quickly go through some of the most common questions I've seen posted here today from you guys. Let me just pull this up. Okay. So let's go through a couple of the questions here. John asks, am I allowed to email any business? Yes, John. Obviously, you have to follow the laws of your country. In the US of A, you can contact any business that has published their email address publicly, okay? So if you can find their email address, then yeah, you can contact them. There are a few rules that you need to follow, which I go through in the videos, but yes, the US is the biggest market, and if they've published their email address, then you're more than welcome to reach out to them and contact them via email, okay? What have we got here? Fiona asked, do I need other tools for this to work? Fiona, no, there's no other tools you need. The SMS service, and the reason I love it, the one I'm going to be showing you how to use, is completely free. You don't pay to sign up or join. You don't pay a cent. You only pay when SMS messages are sent. And the cost for those SMS messages is really low. Okay, it's some of the best pricing out there. I did all this research myself, and I tried a few different services, and this was the best one. So no, they only charge per message, and it's a really small charge. So if you do set up a trial and the client doesn't use it, it's not going to cost you a cent. Okay, but if they do use it, great. It's going to cost you a little bit, very, very tiny bit. But remember that they're building a list, so they're more likely to stay with you. So we do want them to actually use it. Nivid, I hope I got that right. Nivid asks, is the market too small or saturated? No, Nivid. What local business honestly doesn't need to improve their revenue? Okay, I don't think I could think of any that doesn't need to. Remember that stats show that on average something like 25% of customers only buy once. Okay, so these businesses are wasting all that time and money to get people in who never ever return. And this one simple system will get more of those people to return for them. Okay, and just to give you an example, I think I read the other day there's something like over 990,000 restaurants just in the US alone. Okay, and that's just one market. That's just restaurants in the USA. And there are so many other business types out there that are perfect for this. And I'll show you all of those in that niche business list bonus that you get today. Okay, there's 75 different types of businesses there that you can try contacting. Okay, so yeah, no, the market is huge for this. And the other great thing, as I said, is that there's hardly anyone out there, or no one I've seen, offering a service exactly like this. So makes it even more in your favor. Gladys, I think that's Gladys. Is there a payment plan? Gladys, no, not at this price. Okay, what I've found, as I said, I've sold 35,000 plus programs and tools over the last however many years. And what I've always found is that when you do offer payment programs, the people who use them don't get results like those who pay full price. Okay, they're generally not as committed. And so in both our interest, in your best interest and in my best interest, it's better not to offer a payment plan. If it was, a $1,000 product, maybe I would, but at $397 if you get the review copy, or $497 for the regular price, it's not that much really if you're serious about this. Okay, what I would suggest to you is to think about what it's costing you to stay stuck where you are. Okay, what's your time worth to you? And all of a sudden, that price seems quite small, right? So, yeah, no, I won't be offering a payment plan for this. We'll just take one more question here. I'm just going to see. Joe. Okay, we'll take this one. Joe said, can I come back and get the review copy? Okay, Joe, there's no guarantees with that. As I said before, I'm only offering that review pricing just to a small group of people. Once I've got enough feedback and I can see that everyone's loving the content and I don't need to make any more changes or anything, I won't need any more reviews, and so I will remove that review pricing from the order form. Okay, so if it's there when you go to the order form, by all means, go ahead and purchase at that price. But if it's not there, it just means that I've got enough reviews, and sorry about that, but it's just a special offer for those who can help me out with that. Okay, so don't rely on being able to come back and get that, because chances are, if you do come back, it will be gone. Okay. So that about does it. As I say, I don't want to keep everyone around too long. I said I'd try and keep this to about an hour. So thanks everyone for coming today. Really hope you got a ton of information out of this. To be honest, I hope you're not even here listening to me. You should already be over there on the order form. We've already probably got some people in the members area already. So don't get left behind. Go straight over now, get signed up, get in that members area, start sending out those emails, and start getting those clients signed up right away. Okay, thanks everyone for coming today. It's been awesome. Really enjoyed you. I've now got to go and chase my dog because he's run off with my shoe now. So that's what I'll be doing. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to contact me. You can send me an email at orderhelp@live.com.au, and I'll get back to you if you have any questions. Other than that, look forward to seeing you in the members area soon. Remember that special review copy pricing is only valid for a small group of first movers. If the button's there on the order form, it's still available. If the button's not there, then it's gone. So don't sit there and wonder. Go right now and take the first step to making a massive change in your life. Go to localloyalty.site/go and I'll see you on the inside shortly. Thanks, guys. See ya.